to Nintendo PowerZone. Guys, it's your boy Nice1983 with a brand new unboxing video, and I couldn't be happier to be unboxing the figure that we have here on the table. What we have here is the Ichiban Kuji A prize for Pokken tournament, which is Pikachu. Guys, if you remember last year, I went ahead and did the Ichiban Kuji Gengar, and that was one of the highest rated things we have reviewed on this channel. It got a perfect 10 across the board, and this is the A prize, so I'm really hoping that the same level of quality is carried over. I actually hope it's better. It would be great if it was better, but if it carries an equal level of quality, then this is going to be an amazing figure to unbox and review for you guys. Now, if you know this channel, if you're fans of the show, you know that Pokken Tournament is my game of the year for 2016. It is the best game I got to play all of last year. It's my favorite fighting game in recent memory. It is much better than Street Fighter V, despite what all the Game of the Year awards will tell you for best fighting game. It is what it is. I can really only be salty about it for so long. I'm just gonna have to hope that Pokken Tournament gets a Switch port, because the Switch is on fire right now, and there are a bunch of DLC characters out in Japan in the arcades. So let's go ahead, get a Switch port, and bring this game to more people's hands. Come on, Nintendo. Come on, Namco. Let's get this thing done. Switch port, please. Call it a deluxe edition like you did with Mario Kart 8, but let's get it done. But that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and talk about this Ichiban Kuji A prize, because I'm just excited. It took me a month to get this figure. I just got it from import. So let's go ahead and start with the box. Up on the right hand corner, you have the Banpresto logo. Love Banpresto. They make great stuff, so looking forward for this figure. Moving over to the left hand side of the box, you have the Ichiban Kuji logo. Dead center in the box, you have this amazing Pikachu. I don't know if it's a figure or a statue. Let's just go ahead and call it a figure. But it looks great. And you know what's really surprising about this figure is the pose that they picked, because this is not a victory pose. If you guys played Pokken Tournament, you know that the only time Pikachu does this pose is when he loses. This is his lost screen pose, and yes, it is a badass pose. I have to admit that. It is an amazingly badass pose, but it's not a victory pose. This pose goes under the assumption that Pikachu lost a match, and that's really cool, because with the Gengar, they didn't pick a victory pose either. What they instead did was use the pose from right before he uses the Mega Evolution Burst attack. So they did a really good job of picking poses that one would not expect from this game. And there are a lot of great poses in Pokken Tournament, but this right here was probably the best pose in the whole game for Pikachu, and it comes on a lost screen. But moving on, you have your Pokken Tournament logo. Right under that, you have the Ichiban Kuji A prize listing, letting you know that this is the A prize from the UFO machine. So if you guys aren't familiar with UFO machines, they're basically the prize grabber games, or what some people call the claw machine. So think about that. Think about that, because we gave that Gengar figure a perfect 10 based on its design and appearance, which means it is a high quality toy. And when you think about the fact that it comes from a prize grabber, here in the US, when we play a prize grabber game, those toys get thrown away because they're cheaply made. The Gengar figure was one of the highest quality Pokemon toys I have ever held. So that says a lot about how good Banpresto is at getting stuff done. Really excited to just keep moving forward with this figure, but let's go ahead and flip this box over and take a look at it from the side. Looking at the side of the box, it's incredible. The red lightning in the background just looks so sick. The word Pikachu scrolling down the side, it's the same font used on the character selection screen in game. I love that little touch. And again, we have Pikachu in his pose, arms crossed, looking pissed off, but it looks incredible. I am so impressed with this box. Let's go ahead and turn it around and look at the back of the box. Alright, here it is, back of the box, and there's a lot of stuff here. but I love it all. So check it out. So what you have there is the box art or attract art that they had on the arcade cabinet in Japan or at the one Dave & Buster's location here in the United States. But it's amazing art of Pikachu getting ready to lay waste to Lucario. I love it. Over to the right of that, you have the Pokken Tournament logo. You have a few screenshots, and under all that is a bunch of Japanese text that I just cannot read, which kind of hurts my soul. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to read Japanese, but not today. Alright guys, let's continue on with this box because we actually have two more sides of this box to show you, alright? Alright, taking a look at this side of the box is more amazing box art. I love this. Again, you have the Pikachu font, the same font that's used for the character select screen. You have this amazing silhouetted Pikachu in the background with that zoom in on that face. It looks really good. And then we have a full body pose of Pikachu right under that, and some more Japanese text that I just can't read. But guys, incredible detail. Banpresto went above and beyond on the packaging. Imagine what the figure on the inside truly looks and feels like. I cannot wait. Let's go ahead and show you the top of this box, and then we can get this thing unboxed. Alright guys, I love the top of this box. Look at how sick that is. You have your Pokken Tournament logo. Over to the right side of the box, you have Pikachu from the character select screen. He's sort of angry but sort of smiling at the same time. I love the jumping pose. Right under that, you see the Ichiban Kuji A prize yet again, and in the center of the box you have a handle so that you can carry this thing. Looks all incredible, and let's just go ahead and get this thing unboxed, guys. It's time. Alright, so we got Pikachu out of the box, and guys, look at it because it is amazingly well designed. It is perfect. Banpresto did an amazing job capturing this screen and translating it into figure form. It looks fucking perfect. It just really is the perfect translation from pixel to plastic. If I'm stealing something from Pixel Dan, but still, guys, look at it. It is incredible. It really is. And not just that, it feels really good. It is a hard vinyl toy and some of the best quality plastic you could possibly find in the toy market. They just knocked this thing out of the park. It's painted with a matte finish. If you remember, the Gengar was made with translucent vinyl, so you could sort of see through the figure, which really works great. That's a great effect to have on a Gengar figure. But for Pikachu, who's more solidly colored, that wouldn't work so well. But what they did do was make sure that this thing looks perfect and feels perfect. I am really impressed with what Banpresto is doing with the Pokken Tournament line. I almost wish that they would have the Master Toy license, which currently belongs to Takata Tomy. Not that Tomy doesn't make great Pokemon toys, because they do, but look at this. Banpresto is killing it, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing from another angle. Turning the figure off to the side, it still looks really, really cool. Pikachu standing so upright. You still see that angry look on his face, just incredible. But you also get a good look at the paint detail. Look at his ears, they look on point. The red in his cheeks, his eyes, there's not a single piece of paint that's out of place. This thing was painted meticulously. I really wish that American toys really got the same level of detail, but they don't, and this is why I don't mind paying the exorbitant price to import figures like this, because it ends up being worth my while. So look at it, it looks incredible. Let's go ahead and turn this figure over again and take a look at the back. Alright guys, here it is, back of the figure, and I have to note something right off the bat. Most of the time when you buy a Pikachu toy, the one part of the toy that usually feels pretty flimsy or cheap is the tail. They're usually attached on through some kind of crappy means, or it's really, really flimsy and it bends and it doesn't look or feel good. It works with the Jack specific line because the tails weren't even attached. You had to put them on there yourself. The tail for the Ichiban Kuji Pokken Tournament Pikachu is amazing. It's made from the same high quality vinyl that the rest of the figure is made out of. It is firmly attached to the back of the figure and it looks really good. Banpresto, don't ever stop doing what you're doing because you guys just do it better than anyone else. Outside of that, guys, you get a lot of detail here. You see Pikachu's stripes and they look perfect. You see his ears. Everything looks perfect. Not a piece of paint out of place. And that is an incredible thought. Alright guys, let's go ahead and turn this figure over one more time. Last side of the figure, guys, and again, still looking pretty incredible. Now you can't see any of Pikachu's features because he does have his head turned off to the side, being all pouty and whatnot, but still looks good. Love this figure. Everything about it looks incredible. Let's go ahead, guys, and move into comparison time. Alright, it's comparison time, and take a look at Pikachu standing next to the Pokken Tournament Gengar. Wow, I did not remember the Gengar being this small, especially when you consider how large Gengar is in the game. Now, the reason for Gengar being smaller is because it is the C prize, not the best prize in the bunch. Pikachu being the A prize from the UFO game makes him the biggest and baddest figure. And let me tell you guys something. The Gengar figure is flawless, but the Pikachu figure actually looks and feels better. It's hard to really say that because I love the Gengar figure so much, but the Pikachu figure, it really does raise the level of quality. I don't even know how to describe it. It is incredible, and I am thoroughly impressed with Banpresto. And I love the fact that I have these two figures together. Now I'm kind of bummed though that I'm missing the B prize, which is Lucario, because now I'm going to have to go ahead and see if I can find a Lucario. The issue is though, the Lucario figure runs for about $130. These were pretty rare, guys. When you think about prize grabber toys in Japan, they're more of a limited run, which makes them harder to find, especially as time goes on. Now, when you consider that Pokken Tournament isn't really a new game, it was out in 2015 in Japan in the arcades and 2016 on consoles. There was a long transition period from arcade to console for this game. Now, that being said, I'm not 100% certain when these figures were released, but I would most likely think that they came out closer to the arcade release than the console release. That being said, they look good, and it might be worth it to me to go ahead and find that Lucario. How you guys decide to spend your money is up to you, so it's at your discretion. But personally, 2 out of the 3 figures are amazingly incredible. So on my recommendation, if you have the expendable cash and you want to get all 3 of these, certainly go ahead and do so, because these are some of the best figures you will ever own. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on into score time. Alright guys, it is score time, my favorite time. Why? Because I get to tell you whether or not something is worth your hard-earned money. Now guys, I know the table looks different because what I did was I pulled out the box for the Gengar figure as well, because I wanted you to take a look at the packaging for these figures because they look incredible. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about the Pikachu figure for a minute. So starting with its appearance, Pikachu has never looked better, not in any shape or form. Now, Takata Tomy has made some excellent Pikachu toys throughout the years, and I don't expect them to stop. But what Banpresto is doing here is really setting the bar higher than it's ever been set. This is one of the best looking toys I have ever seen. It really is. I mean, look at it guys. The design is perfect. The paint application has never looked better on a Pokemon toy. Everything is where it's supposed to be. There's no smudges, no scuff, no paint out of place. Everything is done so perfect. It's like somebody hand painted this thing meticulously. Incredible. Really is incredible. Now, for its appearance, it's gonna get a perfect 10. If I could score it higher, I absolutely would, because perfect 10 when you compare this figure to the Gengar figure seems not right, because I gave the Gengar figure a perfect 10 for its appearance. and I really want to stick by that. But this Pikachu is better, so it also gets a perfect 10, but it's kind of hard to justify that. Moving on to the quality of the figure. It is the highest quality Pokemon toy I have ever owned. It is the best plastic that they possibly could have got. I don't know if there's anything better than the plastic that they use for this, which is a hard vinyl. Incredible. Now I should note that the figure does have some real heft to it. This is one of the heaviest Pikachu toys I've ever held in my hands. It's really heavy, and that's because it's not like a rotocast figure. For those who don't know what rotocast means, that means hollow on the inside. Very old, toy making technique where they do a lot of stuff on the outside, but on the inside is completely hollowed out. No, this figure is heavy. It's solid. Love that. For its quality, it gets a perfect 10. So guys, all around, this figure is a perfect 10. It gets our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of quality, and it deserves it. It deserves it without any question. They did an amazing, incredible, and phenomenal job of turning this classic pose for Pikachu and Pokken Tournament and making it into a figure. I can't imagine another company doing something this well. Banpresto, never stop doing what you're doing. Keep up the high level of quality that you bring to toys, because you guys are really setting the bar. Nobody else is ever gonna touch Banpresto. Period, guys. And they don't just make Pokemon toys, they make Mario figures that look equally as good. I love it. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this episode of Nintendo PowerZone unboxing. But before I let you go, I gotta hit you up with these social media links. You can always hit me up on Twitter at Nice1983 or the official Nintendo PowerZone Twitter at NPowerZone. You can hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/Nintendo PowerZone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo PowerZone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio, or if you want to watch us live, you can catch us here on YouTube. youtube.com/user/thearticle, THEARTICLE. And guys, don't forget, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a brand new unboxing video just for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Watch out for Amiibo Hunters on the prowl. Deuces!